Hi everybody, this is Chloe Hudson with World Peace Projects. Thank you for joining me. So I wanted to start off after being gone for a couple months with a full healing. So this is going to be a very thorough, in-depth healing, and I just want to play with this a little bit. So since we may have a concept that time is a bit of an illusion and we kind of yield time as a tool, I would like to invite all of you to tune into this specific healing no matter what time, day, month, blah, 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 you watch this video, and offer, or rather ask your higher self to give me, Chloe Frances Hudson, the allowance to connect with your higher self through the benevolent filter of Archangel Michael and my higher self, and take a moment and tune in. I'll guide you through this, but tune in and give me either a conscious knowing or ask your higher self to let my guides know and my higher self know what exactly it is that you're needing in this now moment for your healing, what you're ready to clear on both a personal level, and let's offer this healing to the mass consciousness, okay? So this will be a generalized healing, but in the format of how I do my personal healings for my clients. Everybody just take a few deep breaths, get into your body, feel the seat or the couch or whatnot underneath your body. So take a moment and sense the weight, the heaviness in your bum, in your legs, in your back, in your hamstrings, and just breathe deep into your diaphragm. And just with your intention or your imagination, pull your auric sphere in about 5 to 10 feet around your body, depending on what's comfortable for you. Now anchor a huge grounding cord as wide as your auric sphere. So if you did 5 to 10 feet, on the outside of your auric sphere at about second chakra or sex chakra level. Imagine running this huge big hollow tube all the way down into the center of Earth, and anchor that tube into Gaia, Chaitanya, Gondolos, Gondanam, into Mother, Father, Earth, and specifically anchoring it into a huge amethyst and rose quartz cluster, so a giant crystal in the middle of the Earth. And we're going to call on the assistance of the Lemurians, the Telothians, Agarthans, calling on the fire salamanders, the water undines, the air sieves, the earth gnomes, calling on your personal pyramid of light, the world server pyramid, the world pyramid, the kundalinic frequency resonant vibration, calling on all of the updated codings and energetics coming in through Earth Mother's chakras and ley lines at this time, calling on the assistance of the dragons, of the devas, of the nature spirits, activating the higher human consciousness, the higher animal kingdom, the higher plant kingdom, and bringing all of this energy back up with a diamond, an amethyst, and rose quartz frequency back up your grounding cord, giving the Lemurians permission to activate, cleanse, clean out, update, upgrade your earth star chakra on the way up, and just flooding this beautiful energy into your root chakra, taking a moment, letting it swirl around into your second chakra or your sex chakra, filling your solar plexus up into your heart, filling into your earth angel chakra in between your shoulder blades in your back, up into your throat, coming into your third eye, your well of dreams chakra at the back of your head, into your crown chakra, and then anchoring another giant grounding cord on the outside of your auric sphere at heart level, and allowing this grounding cord to run all the way up into the galactic central sun of Alcyone, and just imagining it anchoring into the core of a giant central sun in our galaxy, in our universe. Connecting that into a beautiful solar core, calling on the activation of the twin pillars of light and Archangel Michael's solar ring. And just imagining you're going to pull down with your intention 2 twin pillars of light and an electronic ring of energy that's going to fill the inside of your grounding cord, and it's going to flood all the way back down, giving the Venusians permission to activate your soul star chakra above your crown, your causal chakra on the way down, and flooding that solar energy into your crown chakra, your third eye, your well of dreams at the back of your skull, into your throat chakra, your heart, your earth angel chakra in between your shoulder blades, into your solar plexus, your sex chakra, your root chakra, earth star chakra, and down into Earth Mother. Excellent. And let's just take a moment, bringing your awareness back into your higher heart, and take a breath, close your eyes, calling on the assistance of Saint Germain, Lady Nada, and Lady Portia, activating the violet flame of transmutation within your higher heart, and expanding this violet flame out, letting it fill up your higher heart, giving your mitochondria and all of your cells permission to receive this healing, to let go of everything that no longer serves you, and giving your body assistance to help notify you and me, my higher selves, our guides, what it is that we all need to clear and let go of at this time. Excellent. And just expanding that violet flame out until it fills your body. It's going to fill up your auric sphere, and it's going to eventually pour out into the room, filling your home or wherever you might be, and allow it, staying inside your body, but just becoming aware that it eventually fills the inside and the outside of Earth. And then bringing your awareness back into your higher heart, calling on the assistance of Archangel Raphael and Archangel Gabriel, and activating the emerald flame within your higher heart. Doing the same thing, expanding this beautiful emerald flame, letting it fill your body, hitting every cell, filling you up, filling your auric sphere, and eventually it'll pour out your auric sphere, filling the room, filling your home, your community, and eventually it'll make it to the outskirts of the earth. Now coming back into your higher heart, and please repeat after me. I say your name, Chloe Frances Hudson. Give Chloe Frances Hudson's higher self and guides permission to tap into my personal energetics for the sole purpose of healing and benevolent clearing and updating that's in alignment with my highest divine good. Blessed be, and so it is, thy will be done. Amen. And now please repeat your full name 3 times out loud for me. Chloe Frances Hudson, Chloe Frances Hudson, Chloe Frances Hudson. And then I'm just going to call in a whole slew of beings right now, so bear with me. Calling in Chloe's highest self, Chloe's twin flame highest self, Chloe's twin soul highest self, Chloe's entire oversoul and soul family. Every person tuning into this video, accessing and requesting healing, calling in their higher selves, their twin flame higher selves, their twin soul higher selves, their entire oversoul and soul family. Calling in all guardian angels, calling in the Archaea, the archangels, the Elohim of Archangel Michael, calling in Lord Melchizedek and the Order of Melchizedek, calling on the Solar Logos Helios and Vesta, Planetary Logos Lord Buddha, Galactic Logos Malchioi, calling on all of the benevolent high councils of Christed ET beings servicing Earth at this time, calling on all saints in heaven, the Ascended Masters, the Ray Masters, the Masters of the Akash, calling in the Sisterhood of the Rose, the Legions of Light, the Great White Brotherhood, the Celestial White Beings, calling in the angels of fire and light, the angels of darkness, the angels of golden light, calling in the love letters, calling in all of the devas, calling in, let's see, who am I missing? Always missing someone. Calling in all of the benevolent beings and any personal beings that you work with that work on a benevolent plane. Creative Creations, Snot Kumara, Serapis Bey, Lord Cthulhu, God Victoria, Ashtar Command. Calling on the Hathors. Calling in the Mantis beings. Calling in the Timekeepers. And any other loving, benevolent beings that like to come forth and assist us, please do so. Blessed be, and so it is, thy will be done. Amen. Asking Archangel Michael and Archaea Lady Faith to surround us in a loving healing bubble and ensure that my energy stays completely neutral to everyone else's, and everyone else's energy stays completely neutral to mine. Thank you. And let's just take a moment, and if you're ready and actually wanting to receive this full healing, that you have presence and you're able to be here now and aware that as we astral travel, it may be a little bit light. It may give you that lightheaded energy if you're walking around and listening to this and tuning into the same time. So just be wise in your own energetics, how you want to utilize this. We're going to give Archangel Michael and Archangel Lady Faith permission to guide us to the plane of bliss. And as I've mentioned before, the plane of bliss is what we call heaven. It's a very etheric space. It's very ethereal. These beautiful beings will receive you. It's a quite cloud-like space. And just allow them to guide you in, and they're going to lie your astral body down in a hyperbaric chamber. So kind of like a crystalline pod. And then we're going to give them benevolent permission to just activate your chakras and update you, upgrade you in the way you may need at this time. Giving them permission to update your Earth Angel chakra, activating, accessing your Well of Dreams chakra at the back of your skull. And this chakra is responsible for helping your mind come offline and bringing your higher heart online, and then bringing your mind back online to become a benevolent server to your heart. Excellent. So what they're asking right now is just everybody give permission to kind of take off a layer, imagining if you had a suit, a full body suit, and you're unzipping yourself from crown all the way down to toes, or actually to perineum. Just shed that off if you're ready, getting rid of all densities, anything that no longer serves you. Excellent. And then they're bringing awareness to our minor grounding cords. So just real quick, I'm going to run through these. Again, this is all through intention or imagination. All of these minor grounding cords are going to anchor into the core of Earth Mother, and they're going to flush out with the violet flame of transmutation or any frequency that works for you. So anchoring a minor grounding cord, all of these are hollow tubes, one to each sole of your foot, one to each palm of your hand, one to each side of your low back, one out your perineum, one to each gonad, whether male or female. We both have gonads, ovaries, or testicles. A lot of energy gets stuck in our gonads, so taking a moment here and making sure you're really flushing these out, and I would suggest you do this daily. Connecting another grounding cord, one to each hip bone. Connecting a grounding cord, one to each right under your collarbone and above your sternum. One to each shoulder on the sides where your sleeves come out. One to each shoulder blade. One out the back of your occiput on either side. One out of each just below and back behind your temple, kind of where your cheekbone, I forget my anatomy, but running one out of these each side. One out your third eye. One out underneath your chin as if you had a chin strap on. One out your hairline as a unicorn horn. And then one out your crown. Grounding all of these into earth and flushing them out with the violet flame of transmutation. Excellent. And then they're just bringing some awareness. Some of us are needing one out of each ear, especially if you've been dealing with a lot of argumentative energies, or listening to things that you're not really wanting to hear, or people yelling around you. Go ahead and flush out your ears. Excellent. And now they're bringing an awareness to solar plexus. A lot of us, apparently, I guess, that are tuning into this are getting some belly aches. They're showing somebody kind of leaning over and holding their tummy. So imagine giving Archangel Uriel permission to go in, and the image I'm getting right now is like he's a he looks a little bit like a what were they, the whistle while you work, and he's short and he's stubby and he's going in there like he's got his light on his head as if he were a miner, a coal miner, and he's got his shovel and he's just digging out all of this junk. And it really feels gross. It gives me that feeling of like wanting to puke. So just giving permission for Archangel Uriel to just get in there and shovel out all that junk. Excellent. And you're searching here. He's kind of giving me the impression that we're searching for a gem. We're searching for this hidden diamond. So just giving your higher self permission to let go of what no longer serves you. So they're wanting me to talk for a moment about stories. At this time, it is pretty efficient to begin to let go of all of the stories we tell ourselves, or stories we've been told, and a lot of these come from deep in our DNA, even before we were born. And so if you just think about it, like an example, a super basic story that a lot of you already know. When flu season comes around, or allergy season, we tell ourselves the story that so many people are susceptible to getting the flu and we're contagious, or we always have an allergic reaction, and we justify that because every year we get the flu or we get allergies. So we continue and we proliferate this story, and we kind of solidify it before it even happens. We manifest this in the future because we continue to tell ourselves this story. And this goes across the board for so many things. We tell ourselves stories all the time. Another example they're wanting me to point out is people you've had experiences with in your life that might have a tendency, a habit, or a propensity to act or say things in a certain way. They have their own habits. So because you've had that experience with them before, even with yourself, you may perpetuate that by believing it's going to happen again, simply because it's happened in the past. Therefore, that proves to yourself that it's going to always happen. Well, that's a story you tell yourself. And that is us choosing to stay out of present moment, because if it's not happening right now, then you can't really predict that it's going to happen again. There may be a probability because it's happened in the past, but at this time, it's very wise for us to begin to allow ourselves to take on the acceptance and the surrender of what some of the Christians are terming divine witnessing. And I really love this concept of divine witnessing, because it says to show up in life in every moment as innocent as a child, just with pure curiosity, enthusiasm, and you're not imposing anything onto anybody, especially not yourself. So who cares what's happened in the past, even 5 minutes ago? And who cares if somebody has shown you, or you've shown yourself, that you do things that you're not proud of or not happy about, or maybe you don't like too much? We all know in theory that as we manifest, if you focus on anything, that's what's going to be created. So since we all know that we tend to have a bad habit of focusing on things we don't like, and then we resist that, so why not just fully turn our back on that and focus on what we love, what we enjoy about ourselves and others? We all have the ability to see the highest good or the highest potential in ourselves and in others. And if you focus on that and hold space for that, for everyone in your life, for everything in your life, and even for yourself, it is not you ignoring or pretending that other things aren't happening. You can be fully aware of all of the junk and the bad stuff and the negativity, but you're opting to look at what it is that you desire to have more of in your life. So I would invite you to celebrate divine witnessing for everyone and everything in your life. And it's important for me to, again, highlight that it's not playing pretend, it's not make-believe. You may have a space, there may be like a shelf on the wall where you know that the person you're focused on right now, yourself, might have qualities that you don't appreciate. You've been there, you've done that, you know they're there, okay, great. You can turn back to those at any time. But in this moment, you're choosing to focus on their goodness. You know that they're a creature of creation, therefore they have so much love and beauty inside of them. So I invite you to kind of proliferate that in your life. And give yourself the opportunity to let go of stories, because we all deserve the opportunity to shed away or crumble bad habits, negativities, judgments we have on ourselves, gossiping, rolling our eyes at something, getting angry and holding on to it. It doesn't feel good. Just because we have an addiction to it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that we have to perpetuate it. You might tell yourself a story that it's difficult for you to let go of that habit, but I invite you to remember that's a story. We have the ability, once you simply give yourself permission, to just show up like a child. Everything's new. And be curious. And if somebody does something you don't like, you can walk away. And you don't have to hold it against them. I'm just inviting you. And do the same for yourself. If you're seeing something that you're focused on, literally, you have permission to smile, send it love, and turn your back on it. And they really are highlighting this right now, and I feel like they're wanting me to shake this. It's like somebody is not wanting to get it, and they're giving me an image of like whether the guides are doing this to you, or you're having this kind of situation where whether it's literal or energetic, somebody is being grabbed by the head right here and kind of shaken, like, wake up, listen. Stop perpetuating that story. It's crazy making. It's okay to just let it go. Because at this time, you're welcome to just focus on what you like. Enjoy. Remember, it feels good to smile. It feels good to laugh. It's okay if your ego wants to be serious and not look somebody in the eye or smile or wave at a stranger. But that's your ego. It's only big when you look at it. So just look away. Focus on something else. Let yourself have fun. Enjoy. Okay, excellent. So now they're pointing to our heart chakra. There's some pain going on in the heart chakra energy. It's got the feeling of chest constriction. I would never negate going to the doctor or following any medical guidance. You must follow your intuition on this. You know best for yourself. And at the same time, they're wanting to give somebody or several of us the understanding that right now there's some people going through tightness and chest constriction that's bringing a lot of fear around heart issues, and they're wanting you to just calm down and take some breaths and register that there is a high probability that this can just be from fear coming up of things that you're almost fully ready to look at, but you're not giving your complete attention to, because you know that once you become aware of this and accept the truth of these situations and these people in your life, you're going to have to make a change. And that's really scary. And I'm getting the feeling right now of dread, just sheer, not horror, but the word is deprecation of what's coming up. And the guides are just saying that feeling, that constriction is fear of the unknown. And so when you actually give yourself permission to face what is and accept the truth of these situations and the people and how you feel about it and what's really going on in your life, and that change needs to happen even if you don't know how that's going to happen, it's going to be a lot easier and much more simple than you think. And that there's a lot of anxiety and panic being created right now by you really fighting to turn your head and look at it. So, and they're doing this, like whoever we're talking to right now, you know who you are. And I'm going to ask you, if you're wondering, is that me, and you're not sure, to just take a moment right now. Do this out loud if you can. If not, inside your being, ask your guides and the archangels and the archaea for physical validation that we're talking to you right now. And physical validation is something I always I suggest that you ask from your guides, and it will be a very specific proof to you in some form that's highly personalized to you, but to show you that whatever you're asking for to be validated is so. And some of you are going to get that instantly as you ask it right now, they're saying. Okay, so past life or present life. Somebody watching this video right now is in a very life-threatening, physically abusive situation. And they're asking you to get out now. It's giving me the chills. There is refuge for you, and you're safe, and they will help you go through the process of clearing the heart pain that you're going through right now. The angels are with you, and they want you to know, even if you've forgotten, they love you so much, and you are worthy and valuable of being protected and cared for. So go, leave, and never turn back. I'm going to call in Archaea Lady Faith and Mother Mary for that one, asking for protection and an invisibility cloak for whoever this is, or if it's multiple people, that they have safe refuge and a way to leave the situation and be protected in the present and future, ensuring that they have provisions, they feel safe and secure in wherever it is they choose to go, and that they will be guided, and they can trust that they're making a good decision. And by choosing to take an action step shows how brave and courageous you are, because to sit in a situation like that just to experience those types of things in our life shows that you are so strong. You might think you're really weak right now, but you're so strong. Just even, I'm not condoning putting up with it. You don't deserve these things. And it's okay if you've forgotten that you don't deserve it, but there is help and they're offering it to you right now. So please follow your guidance and do what you know that you deserve and you desire, even if you don't know, if you don't remember how to feel your self-love and self-worth, the guides will show you. And I'm just going to ask everybody to hold space for whoever this is right now, and just putting a beautiful, loving protection barrier around you, calling in Archaea Lady Faith to surround you in a beautiful pale pink bubblegum frequency, and bringing in the seraphim and the cherubim to protect you, calling on the dark angels to ensure that whatever demonic forces have been manipulating you in your life are pulled out and you're protected, and you can find whatever it is that you need in order to save yourself from further detriment. And please know that you are loved and Creator is always with you, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Bringing our awareness now into our throat chakra. Who's holding themselves back from singing? Somebody loves to sing in the shower and they're just laughing at this because your voice is, they're saying it's like sugar-coated candy nips. And they're giving the image of, you know, in the movie theater when you go buy those snow-capped nibs, they're like this little, they look kind of like Hershey Kisses, and they've got those little white sugar dots on them. They're just giving this image of that's how sweet your voice is, and people love to watch you as much as they enjoy watching a movie at the theater. And that you've been thinking about going to some place that maybe has stand-up spoken word, or they have a night where you can go and sing. Do it. Get up on stage and do it, and you'll be really happy you did. It'll be super scary getting up there, but you'll see how supported you are. And they're really pushing you to do this. I'm seeing a child pushing their parent. So either that's your inner child really wanting you to do this, or that's actually your child saying, go do this. I feel like it's a female. I feel like a child's like, Mommy, I'm so proud of you. Anyway, so I hope you take, you go do that for yourself, because it seems like it would really fulfill your throat chakra. For everybody else, more water, or looking a little dehydrated, everybody that's tuning in, which is a common thing, right? We all need to stay hydrated, but especially at this time, they're showing several of us are needing to do some flush, some lymphatic flush. So jumping up and down, getting more fluids going, get out in the sun. It's summertime. Even if you're in a location where it's cold out, please make sure you get some sun on your face. They're giving a thumbs up to this. So are we bilocating? No, take their full astral body. Okay, so giving ourselves permission now, thanking these beautiful beings here in the plane of bliss. And we're going to allow Archangel Metatron to appear on our right with his beautiful violet flame energy, and Archangel Gabriel on our left with his gorgeous emerald frequency. And then in front of us we've got the whole team of Archaea, actually, and they're kind of like beckoning us forth. And we're going to voyage, we're going to go to a different level of the Akash, and we're going to do a DNA clearing. So just giving the beings permission to astral travel you. If you've journeyed to the Akash, just let yourself pass it by, and you're going to kind of go up and above it a little bit, and you're going to kind of plant down on a platform. And let's go through a really cool DNA healing that my dear friend Maggie taught me the other day, that one of her healers had taught her years ago, and I really love it. And I'm just going to double check that everybody is good to do this, and even if they are concerned they didn't do it right, it won't cause any harm or anything like that. Excellent. Great. So allow yourself to get the image of you're seated down on a beautiful throne, and there's a table in front of you, and just place hands on the table and close your eyes even in astral space. And again, give your full name, and more importantly than your full name, you're actually giving your spirit, your soul frequency. So we're going to tap into all of your DNA and your lineage, your ancestry, and slowly but surely in front of you. And again, this is just using your imagination if you're not developed thus far in your clairvoyance. And allow a DNA helix to appear in front of you. And we're going to see, you know, how they spiral, and watch it even do the spiral motion. And if you are aware of things consciously you're ready to clear out, or you know what is seated in your lineage that no longer serves you, go ahead and give your higher selves and these masters of DNA clearing permission, and show them, tell them through frequency or words what it is you would like to access and remove out of your DNA. If you're not sure, and even if we do have a conscious knowing of certain things, there's almost always subconscious or unconscious old lineage and DNA. I'm going to call them filaments, that's just the word I want to say right now, that we're not aware of. So giving your higher self and your oversoul permission to access what is very particular in your lineage that you're ready to release out of your DNA and update. Calling in your Kundalinic frequency resonant vibration. Calling on an activation of your Admin Eve Cadman light body. Asking for permission to activate, access, and release your next adamantium particle from within your Kundalini. Asking for your Merkaba to come online. Calling in your Seal of Solomon. Calling in your Vesica Pisces. Asking for an activation of your 12-ray creator wheel. Excellent. And calling in the fairies. Thank you. And now imagine all of your DNA helix is going to light up, and then allow the two strands to part. So watch, and just through intention, give your DNA and your RNA permission to separate. And once that's done, focus on your RNA and kind of zoom in a little bit closer. And now give your RNA and your transcriptor RNA permission to separate. And once that's done, zoom in a little bit closer to your transcriptor RNA, and look at this as, you know, we've seen DNA before. And so imagining you've got this ladder shaped strand of transcriptor RNA. So you've got the you know, where you put your hands on the ladder, and then you've got the rungs. And giving your oversoul and the masters of DNA clearing right now permission to highlight, and so they're going to light up all of the rungs in this transcriptor RNA that are old, outdated patternings, death codes, blocks, plugs, frozen miasms, anything and everything that no longer serves your highest good, to just light up to show you what needs to be cleared. Excellent. And when you're ready, Archangel Uriel is going to come in, and he's going to hand you a pen or a wand. And the color frequency that's going to come out of this wand will be very specific to you. And for most of us, it will look a lot like a iridescent rainbow type color. And you're going to go in from right to left or left to right, from left to right, and everywhere that's highlighted right now, you're going to use this pen to erase that rung and go from left to right in a spiral motion, okay? And erase, 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 erase that rung, okay? And once you've erased that whole rung, erase in a spiral motion the little side pieces of the ladder that if it were a ladder and you're holding onto it, you're going to erase those also. And go and be real thorough with this and erase out every rung and every side piece of the ladder. And keep erasing until there's nothing else highlighted. Excellent. And you can pause this video, take your time with that. You want to be real thorough. Now when you're ready, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Zadkiel, and Archaea Lady Constance is going to hand you another pen in your left hand. And this is also going to, it looks like actually there's a bit more of a maroon red hue to this, but it will also be quite iridescent. And now from right to left or left to right, from right to left, you're going to draw back in the DNA, or excuse me, the transcriptor RNA. Okay, so starting with the rungs and doing that spiral motion again, draw that line back in with this pen, and then go from right to left and draw that rung back in, and do it on every single one, drawing back the hand where you put your hands and then drawing back in the rung, and be really thorough with this. And you can pause it again. Excellent. And when you're done, just take a moment and acknowledge the Archaea and the Archangels, ensuring that you've gotten everything. And you can always come back to this. This is something that you're welcome to do over and over again. It's not going to hurt. Excellent. You might just be repeating something you've already done, but that's fine. And once you feel content with that, you can give them those pens back or blow it up or whatever you want. And now you're going to zoom back out, and you're going to allow the RNA to come back into the transcriptor RNA, and you're going to zoom back out again. You're going to let the DNA come back into the RNA and see your full spiral, your DNA. Excellent. And now you're going to turn to the right, and as if, on a computer where you have your trash bin, you're going to see the trash bin or the shadow imprintation, and you're going to imagine that it's going to blaze in the violet flame, and you're going to roll it up. You can do this in your imagination or ask the Archangels and the Archaea to help you. Roll it up as if it were a scroll. Okay? Roll it all the way up, and once it gets to the top, you're going to give it to the beings, the masters of the Akash, and they're just going to boop. You can blow it up with a violet flame or let them take it to wherever it needs to go to clear out your lineage. Excellent. Now, bring your awareness. So, now come back into that throne and take a seat, and in that throne, that chair will kind of pull you backwards a little bit. And then we're just going to acknowledge those that lit up some fear, because maybe some of your ancestors don't appreciate you clearing out old baggage. And we're going to call in Archaea Lady Compassion, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Raphael, Archaea Lady Faith and Mother Mary, Yeshua ben Joseph, Mary Magdala, Serapis Bey, Sanat Kumara, Lord Kuthumi, God Victoria. And we're going to ask that they personally overlight each and every one of us and ensure that we are protected, and any upset ancestors or beings in our lineage that do not appreciate this clearing we've done are cleared out of our space. And either whoever needs an invisibility cloak, please do that. Whoever needs just distance and space and commanding to know that they're in charge of their reality and not influenced by our lineage that are not ready to upgrade or update. They're allowed to do whatever they want in their ascension process, though they don't have any control or command over our self. And I want you to give the Archangel and the Archaea permission to do this right now, especially if you know you are somebody who is influenced highly by what your family thinks, or if you know because of physical dis-ease or even how you look that you've taken on a lot of your family lineage. Maybe you look identical to an ancestor or something, or maybe you have a disease that's passed on through your lineage. So just take a moment if you know you're highly susceptible to your DNA in that form, and giving the guides permission to ensure your protection in every way that you need in your own unique personal way. Excellent. Now, they're asking us to go to the Akash now, okay? So let's give ourselves permission, thanking these beings of the Akash, and asking them to assist or guide us over to the Akashic Records, and let's do an update there. So just imagine you're getting up out of this throne, and they're going to walk you kind of to the right and back down a little bit into a very beautiful, grand, marble-esque type space. And Lord Melchizedek and the Order of Melchizedek are going to show up to greet you in his beautiful violet flame energies. And Metatron is here, and all of the masters of the Akash are here. And they're going to sit you, and the Ray Masters are here. They're going to sit you down again in another throne. And just imagine in front of you is a huge old book. If you travel and visit the Akash. You're welcome to visualize this however works for you. This is just how I tend to see it. So we're sitting in our throne, and in front of us is this giant, ancient looking book. That's how I tend to view the Akash. And you're going to put hands over it, or you can touch it if you want. You don't have to. You can kind of lie your hands over it. And again, giving the book, the Akashic Records, the archive of all of our history of Earth and all of our past, present, future lives, permission to activate our personal frequency energetics. So you can give it your name again, or just give it your signature frequency. And as you hold your hands over the Akash, several things might happen. You might see symbols coming out, you might see images lighting up, and in front of you it kind of gives you this 3D space where it's like a screen or movie, scenes play out, beings might come up. However this works for you, it's different for everybody, and it's going to light up everything that you're ready to let go, to clear, to update, end old agreements, old contracts, past lives. Absolutely give permission to update your karmic debt. If you haven't cleared your karmic debt, let's do that now. Clearing out all karmic debt, clearing out all death codes, clearing out all storylines or belief systems, clearing out frozen miasms, clearing out old habits and habitual negative complaining and patterns, gossiping, judgments upon others, fear of connecting, pulling down those walls in front of our heart, giving ourselves permission to stand in our truth. And they're highlighting right now the knowing for any of you that are keeping secrets or hiding or lying to your loved ones, and there's several of you watching this that are holding on to some pretty big lies right now. They will come out in the open, because secrets actually do not exist in this universe. If one knows how, they can always find the truth. So they're inviting you right now to free that. And here comes that feeling again, of constriction in our heart. There's a few of us watching this right now that are holding on to what we presume to be. And I say that because maybe it's not even that big of a deal to the person that you're hiding it from or the situation, but you feel it is, and it's really scary. They're inviting you to release that and come out with your truth now, because you are manifesting some negative energy around that. And even if you think that you're protecting them, secrets always beget more separation in relationships. So I invite you to just let yourself free of that burden right now, and feel safe enough and brave enough to deal with any consequences that may come up, and free up your energy so you can move forward, because it's looking quite stagnant. They're giving me an image of somebody's trying to walk through a door and they keep hitting their foot on the door because it won't open. This is specifically related to unspoken words and communications that are not wanting to be had, or revealments that are going to come out into light anyway. This is extra highlighted at this moment. It's going to be revealed anyway, and you're in a much better place for you to be the one to reveal it instead of somebody finding out. And one more thing they want me to say about it is, if it gets revealed by default, which means you didn't come out and say it, it will break the trust in the situation. If you are the one to share this secret or whatever's being hidden, something, it could be present, past, or something that's about to happen in the future, there is a way to salvage the trust and rebuild. But they're showing it will shatter like glass if you do not reveal it and it comes out in the open in a way that wasn't consciously you're doing. Moving forward, giving all of us permission to see our next step. They're showing that there's a few of us that the image they're giving me is we're on our knees, so we've climbed, you know, like Mount Everest or something. We're almost at the top, like you're so close you could reach up and touch it, but you're on your knees and the gravel is digging in to your legs and you're bleeding and you're tired and your head is down, and you actually have the strength to get up and take that last step, but you haven't done it because you you know that it means everything's going to change. And it's a good change. It's like everything you've been, it's like goals and desires manifest, but that's scary, right? Because you're about to get everything you want, and that's overwhelming. They're asking you to step up and brush off your knees and stand on the summit, okay? And just look. You don't have to make those choices. You don't have to move forward, but just stand there. And they're like giving me this image of somebody's got their hands on their hips and their legs are wide. And maybe this is somebody actually wanting to go and take that trip and climb Everest or get up that mountain or whatever it is. But they're showing you, and I'm literally seeing a person in hiking shorts, hiking boots, a tucked in shirt, feeling really proud and grateful. And this view is just beautiful. There's a few clouds in the sky. The sun is out. There's like an eagle in the sky, or a hawk, and you just did it. And you're on top of the world right now, and it's gorgeous. And give yourself that moment to just take it all in, because you don't have to leap yet. You don't have to step into that future timeline. You just can just observe it. And this is really important because there's a tether. There's something that you know that when you are up there, you're going to have to cut this tether. And I do feel like this has to do with somebody who's actually climbing, because I'm seeing the rope. You're like, the ropes are around you, you know, and you're going to have to like unhook that tether. And it's not a scary thing. This is like you just know what it means about up leveling, you know, and not that it's more work for whatever it is, it's just a big significant change. And so it's nostalgic. There's some nostalgia around this, moving on. And so they're asking you to actually like rise up, look, and be in that present moment of your here now, and honoring the past, and have your ritual here on this mountaintop, you know, theoretical or literally, and have that sacred space with self, that you're here now, and that whole past life is behind you, and it's given you so much, and here's what's ahead, and you're here now, and this is perfect. And they're showing also that for whomever this is, or those of us who are going through this, there are spirits here with us. Somebody's got on their right, there's who is this? I think it's grandparents, but somebody who's crossed over, or guides. They're with you. Their hand is on your back, and they're maybe it's a past lover too, because now I'm getting an image. Some of us, maybe it's grandparents, some it's a past lover, some it's just beings and guides, some it's your energetic twin flame, because right now there's an image, and this is for, I think it's for a man. There's a woman that's on your right, and she's kissing you on the cheek, and she's got her leg up. You know how when girls kiss, sometimes they bring their heel towards their bum in that cute little stance, and they're just like whispering in your ear, I'm so proud of you, I love you so much, you're so beautiful, I think of you every day. So whoever that is, they're with you, and they're just glowing at your achievements, and they miss you a lot, and they're asking you to take a moment and let it go. It's like you're holding I see a little box. Maybe somebody had a fiance that crossed, because I feel like I'm seeing a ring box right now, and they're like asking you, let it go, I love you, it's time to move on. So maybe if you're ready, take the opportunity and just energetically throw that box off the mountain, and let yourself bring in what you deserve, and if this is a who, maybe it's a next lover or a situation, but the spirits that have passed on, the souls, they've been working really hard in alignment to synchronize, and you know it, you've seen it. But they want you to move forward now. They kind of need it, actually. I think one of them is holding back, or maybe several. But they're opting not to move forward in their process until you do. And because that's the case, I would really invite you to have a conversation with them. They can hear you. You don't have to say it out loud. Just speak with them. And if you feel that it's something that comes from your heart, let them know that as much as they want you to move forward, you want them to move forward, because both of you deserve to step into your truth and your love and in your next step, and you can still navigate together. It's just different form. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so coming back to the Akash, somebody's been thinking about getting a dog from the pound. Yeah, do it. They're there. There's a soulmate dog. Pretty sure this is a dog, and they're gonna bring you so much joy. The super outdoorsy, gonna be a lot of activity. I see like tail wagging and floppy ears and a tongue like and just like little barks of happiness. Super cute. You'll know the dog from the minute you see it. It'll know you, and it's a really good move. But don't hesitate, because as we all know what happened in shelters, don't miss your opportunity. Synchronize and follow your guidance, and they'll be there for you. And you won't have to try too hard. Don't worry about aligning with it, but take the action step and go. Excellent. Somebody, there's a cat that needs to be put down. I think this is a white, long-haired cat. It looks overweight. If I'm wrong on the color, don't think I'm talking to somebody else just because I said the wrong color. You have been wondering about it, and they love you. They're in a lot of pain. They're ready to cross. You kind of know it. They've been impulsing you, and they're kind of meowing a little bit with some pain. Please, have your moments with them, say goodbye, and let them cross. They're really blessing you and thanking you for everything, and they love you. And just go forward with that, and it's okay to let them go. It's what they need now. They need you to help them with that. And the cat, the soul, is just thanking me for that message, because I think it's a she. She's been trying to tell you, and you not wanting to hear it because you love them so much, and it's so hard to let go, but it's time. Okay, stepping back now, asking the guides, the masters of the Akash, to update, clear out all contracts and agreements that have come up, and everything that's ready to clear. Go ahead and do that. Calling in next steps, and some of us are needing a big old swift shove into our next timeline. A lot of you are at a fork in a road, and you see your timelines. And when I say timelines, I mean like your path that's lying out. Are you going to go this direction in life? Are you going to go this direction? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? Many of you are looking at a fork in the road. Maybe there's 2 timelines. Maybe there's even more panning out. Now that we're moving into July, it seems it's time to take a step forward. So please do that before you get a swift shove into a timeline. Go ahead, and even if you need to take a leap of faith, you're always guided in the right direction. This is not a mind thing. Let your heart guide you, but move forward, because you don't want life to pass you by. We always can remanifest wonderful situations, but things line up, and if we don't take our action step, that situation may move on, and then we'll need to recreate another one, and it'll all be divine anyhow, though it is your responsibility, and it is your manifestation and your creation in this life. So do not default into that kind of blase, everything's wonderful, and you don't actually want to move forward and make things happen in your life. Make it happen. And your guides are really saying, do it, go. It'll be awesome. Just try it. You can always go back. Maybe not back into a relationship, but things that we've experienced before, they're kind of safe because we've done it, right? And we know what that is. The future can be tedious. New experiences can be exhilarating, and that's wonderful. So go on, move forward. Excellent. I'm getting an image of somebody needs to pay attention. I think this is a teacher. I think this is okay, the image I'm seeing is you've got a bunch of kids, you're about to cross a busy street, you need to put a hand out and stop them because it looks like somebody wants to step out into the road. So if somebody's a teacher in this situation, you've got a big family, you're taking a bunch of kids somewhere and you get to a situation where you're crossing the road, be really aware, pay attention, and make sure they're listening, and don't let anybody step out into the road until you know it's safe. And somebody is hearing it but not really hearing it, so I'm going to repeat it. There's a teacher or somebody out there that is going to be on a street or crossing a road with a bunch of kids. Could even be a couple more adults. You might be needing to look after the adult and not just the kid. Be pretty aware when you come to the crosswalk or whatever it is, and pay attention, and keep everybody's awareness before they cross the street. And they're being adamant again. You're still not wanting to listen because it hasn't happened yet, but please be aware when you come to a street and there's a bunch of people in a group, pay attention, and the guides are going to grab you by the shoulder. You're going to feel this on your right shoulder. That's how you're going to know it's you, and they're reverting back to this right now, okay? So if you feel fingers in your shoulder and nobody's touching you, and you're in a situation where you're on a road and there's people, pay attention. Okay. Sometimes they just want to push things forward. All right, you guys, so we're going to step back out of the Akash now, thanking all of the Masters of the Akash for that update. And then journeying back now with permission, with Archangel Michael and Our Lady Faith. And before we wrap this up, they're wanting us to pause at our Soul Star chakra and just do some updating. They're talking about bringing the Divine Masculine online, and so August is eclipse time, and a lot of things are going to play out in August in a pretty big way. And in prep for that, they're pointing towards our twin flame chakras. I've talked about this before, but for those of us that aren't aware, and what I've noticed actually in my healings is most people do not have their twin flame chakra online yet, and I'm getting the sense that July is going to be prepping for this. So twin flame chakras are some of the new chakras that are coming online or have come online, and the way they appear when they're activated, I see them swirling around like a halo. Okay, these chakras move, okay? And so one has got a more purple color, one has got a more royal blue, one's feminine, one's masculine. Twin flame, balance, sacred masculine, feminine energetics, okay? And they swirl around your aura, or excuse me, your halo, like a halo, and when they come online, they swirl around your body like DNA helix, and they kind of balance and align all of your chakras. So they're starting to come online and be activated, giving your oversoul permission at this time in the Venusians that if you're ready, and they'll know if you are, to begin the activation and update, or laying out. And the way they're giving me the image right now is, have any of you witnessed how a 3D printer works, where it kind of adds sections in these thin little layers? And even if you haven't, you can just imagine, if you haven't seen a 3D printer, imagine somebody slicing meat at the deli. You know how they just take that blade and they go in layers? Well, instead of cutting away, you're building, okay? So layer by layer, they're gonna come in and they're gonna build. And they're gonna start building like a hologram, if you will. So kind of the blueprint of the twin flame chakras, and start slowly layering it out. And then a prep will come for many of us mid to late month to start to activate the twin flame chakras. So just giving permission for that, and asking very clearly, all of us right now, asking very clearly that our updating and upgrades are in full alignment with what is comfortable and ease-filled for all of our bodies to withstand. If you have been working really diligently on your ascension and your energetic clearing and your upgrades, and you've been feeling exhausted and you've been going into healing crisis mode, and your emotions are all over, are running the gamut, and you're angry and then you're happy, and you're getting crazy bouts, and you're getting stomach aches and all of this stuff. I know that the ascension symptoms are radical, and they're weird, and they're unexplainable, and they're very personal to everybody, and they're all new. So certain things are happening that none of us have ever heard of, because this is a new ascension process. Though you are allowed to be gentle on yourself, and it is counterproductive to overwhelm yourself with the energetic work if your physical body can't keep up. You're just going to get backlogged, and you're going to feel icky, and it could add more time to processing, because now your body has to rest and rejuvenate before it can take on what you've done energetically and catch up. So be easy in your process. We're at this place now, once we clear our dark night of the soul, that it can be fun and light and happy and ease-filled. And we're coming to this place where we're trusting, because we're letting go of our stories, that we don't have to keep looking at the junk and the unhappy stuff. And of course we got to get rid of all of that, though a lot of us are seeing that you can just let it go, just slough it off. You don't have to go into it. You can focus on the goods and let it just disappear. Let it collapse, as people are talking about timelines collapsing, or however you want to label it. So it can be easy, and just pay attention that if you're using, we all get addicted to things, and it's easy to get addicted not only like to drugs or substances, but to get addicted to healing or working out or dieting or whatever. But just register that are you doing it for benevolent purposes, and is it serving you because it is because you feel good, or are you feeling like crap because you're doing something that is good for you, but in the name of kind of a habit or OCD or whatever it is. And that's okay too, though. When we come into a space of true self-love and self-worth, we're gentle on ourselves. So allow the process to flow, and allow yourself space to play and be ease-filled, because we're ascending every minute no matter what you're doing. And it's going to happen no matter what, okay? Thank you all so much for showing up right now, and I'm going to call in the Arcturian medical team to overlight us as we slide our astral bodies back into our physicality. So just imagining there's a beautiful golden and turquoise portal that's going to overlight you right now, just like beam me up, Scotty. But you're going to let your astral body just slide back into your physicality, blazing that violet flame again, pulling your auric sphere back in if you've expanded it, really anchoring into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, checking on that grounding cord, replacing it if you need, real wide, 5 to 10 feet, all the way down into Earth Mother, anchoring into that crystalline core again. Another huge grounding cord, real wide, all the way up into the galactic central sun, blazing the violet flame, thanking all of the beings. Thanking all of you for tuning in, thanking my Oversoul for assisting, and just ensuring that everybody is updated in the best, highest fashion that's in alignment with their divine will. Taking one more little tool, calling in Archangel Michael, and taking his beautiful rainbow and golden sword of truth in your right hand, and wave it around the outside of your auric sphere, above, in front of, behind, below, to the sides, and cutting all the cords that no longer serve you. Again, use your imagination, And if they come back, cut them again. Just keep cutting until they're all gone. Calling in Archangel Raphael and Gabriel in your left hand, take this emerald torch and wave the torch around and cauterize the cords that you cut. Excellent. And then just giving yourself permission to come back into your physical body. Blessed be, and so it is, thy will be done. Amen. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.